If you are trying to figure out which astrology system to follow, you must first think about which life you endeavor to live. The person who is shaped by tropical astrology is quite different than the person who is shaped by sidereal. One of the main characteristics of understanding who you are comes from the very truth of what it is that is your mission, your intention, how you're moving forward, what it is that you're progressing through, and how you characterize yourself. What is your identity? Your identity is going to give you quite a bit of information about how it is that you use systems in order to move. So if you haven't yet figured out which system to use, ask yourself which person you are endeavoring to become. Peace, my name is Stacy Patrice. Welcome back to my channel. Today, I want to talk with you about the differences between choosing systems in tropical and sidereal astrology and the ways in which I coach and motivate and guide my clients as well as students through this understanding. One of the quick and easy ways that I can describe the difference between the two systems is based on who it is I have decided to be in this life. Identity is at the core of choosing either of those systems. For myself, my identity comes from a very deep place. I don't look at myself as a person who just follows a list of statistics and demographics in order to identify who I am in this world. Who I am in this world has an essence, and it is much more deeply understood, felt, and profoundly impactful in my life than understanding who I appear to be on the surface to others. So, starting with this idea means that the tropical system is going to give me a sense of my shape, who I have been shaped to be, what conditions I am under, how I have been characterized. What is this shape? What is this surface that it is that has molded me to be me? Who have I been told I am for so long that I have decided to carry and wear that particular shape? This to me really describes the way that tropical astrology has impacted people in the West in terms of who it is they are able to be, what their identity is, how they understand themselves and others. And some people think this is attributed to astrology in general, but it is not. From my experience, it has been very much about the ways in which people classify and create identity and create story around who a person is. But we don't throw away the Western idealism completely because there still is a story. There still is an ability to wear a shape that actually does fit who you are, to be able to say, okay, this is the identity that I've been seeking. And where is it? And that's where we move over to sidereal astrology. Sidereal astrology, in my experience, has been about the substance that's beneath the surface. So, who it is that is moving beneath the shape that is being worn. This is how I connect the two. What is underneath, the substance that is underneath, is really about me learning what my soul is expressing in this lifetime. So we can go to surface, tropical, or we can go to soul, sidereal. And why is there a difference between surface and soul and tropical and sidereal? In my experience, the difference is because you are looking at what is beneath the surface when you are looking at sidereal. In the way, particularly, that Vedic astrology operates, this is your soul journey. This is who you incarnated as. These are the ideas and the missions that you are on. This is the real substance of who is moving in this shape. Right. And so shape is a condition, but substance is the soul. And so your substance, how you came here, what you came here to live out, work out, what karma are you burning through, all of these things that have nothing to do with an external look at who you are and how you are is what there is to know and learn about sidereal. And sidereal gives you a lens into who you may have been before, how it is you got to this part of the journey. If you look at it more deeply, it can give you very specific information about all of these different aspects of the path. It is an ongoing, perpetual learning. It is not based on just your career, how you look, your public image, just your reputation. Yes, those things are, of course, in the houses of both systems, but the specificity in those systems is important. Now, I also have studied medical astrology, and medical astrology, in the way that I studied it, was studied through the tropical lens, because this is where the West understood medicine is through medical astrology. It's like, what is going on with this person in their chart so that I understand how it is that I can treat them. When we think about the word doctor, we think about a person who is able to solve a problem, who is able to heal or cure or fix what there is that we don't understand is broken. And so if there's something broken, we're talking about a piece, a segment, a part, an aspect of self. And so, are we looking at aspects of self and we're just breaking them apart, or are we looking at a holistic picture that operates together? And to me, this is the beginning of how you understand the difference between tropical and sidereal. Whether you want to go the sidereal route or not, there is a question you should ask yourself about what are you really interested in? Is it compartmentalization or is it a holistic picture? And I know there are tropical astrologers that utilize tropical astrology in a holistic picture, but I would be willing to emphasize that there might be pieces of the picture that are not available to them until they start to study a different system, because the Western is not really focused on the soul. It's not. It's focused on the difference between what appears at the end and what was there in the beginning. And so when I think about this like an artist. As an artist, I know that if I am creating with my hands something to exist, something that is in a physical, tangible form, I have to be able to make that into something that is created. I have to be able to shape and mold and make and mix and, create this shape that I say is this thing. And so it is a very powerful process because it is me as a creator saying, look at this thing that I can create. It was up here or I felt it in here and I decided to make it and I created it. It's like us understanding how to be creators. But we need something different when we want to understand that there is already a creation that is in motion that didn't have anything to do with what we choose willfully to do with our hands. There's already a creation that allowed us to exist. There's already a creation that birthed us into being. There was already a creation before I understood what free will was. All right. And that creation is like nature. It's nature. It's what already exists. It's the masterpiece that's already moving that you now are moving inside of. And that is what I get from sidereal, particularly Vedic astrology. I get to understand, like a yogini, I get to understand what's actually moving and what is the raw material I'm working with before I make decisions and before I decide to be willful in my approach. What is it that's already there? What are the gifts? What are the natural talents and abilities? What is the nature and the essence of what is in operation? And how am I connected to it? Sure, you can apply this philosophy to tropical, but in my experience, it exists in its full holistic form in sidereal. And the more you study it, the more you see that those pieces are already together. They're not being broken apart to just know a piece or just know, should I marry this person? Should I have this job? Should I do this or should I do that? It's more connected to what is the consequence or what is the response of a particular action that you feel willful about doing? And how is that aligned in your life in a way that continues to help you to prosper, continues to help you to grow, understand yourself, and magnify what it is you came here to do? Because if you already have an assignment here, if you already have a reason for being, if there's already an intention for your life that already exists, then all you're doing in this life is discovering it. You're not at all pretending to piece it together. You know that it's already a whole piece. You already get that. So you know that you've only been living understanding a few of the pieces versus piecing it together in the way that it was designed, versus you coming in and being the glue to align the way it was designed, rather. Right. So this is how I understand. This is how I teach. This is how I learn. And this is also how I guide. And a lot of times people want the quick answer. They want the quick thing, but that takes a ton of work for me to do the quick thing because the quick thing is always related to other things because it's holistic. So you can't just ask someone for a consultation or to do something and just give them one piece. It doesn't work like that over here. In the tropical mentality, in the tropical system, yes, you can just go pick a piece, but you would be hard pressed to find somebody in the Vedic tradition or in the tradition of sidereal astrology that's just going to tell you one little piece and then that's just it and that's your answer because that's not how it moves. That's not how the system is designed, and that's not the understanding. There are so many deep layers and levels of understanding that until you start to look at them, you find yourself just being comfortable with the surface. And over here, we are moving deeper into the substance and the soul. And that's what it is all about. Without the substance and the soul being a factor, I wouldn't be touching it at all. So this is about identity on a soul level. This is not about identity on a surface level. And again, people use and blend multiple systems, but when people are looking for a deep dive, typically that is when people like myself appear, because we really want you to be able to see yourself in your fullness and then take whatever that fullness is and apply it and study more deeply about the individual things that you are interested in and that you are curious about. But get the identity first. Get the foundation first. And for that, in addition to consultations, I have created a course called To the East. We are back at it for the next cycle starting April 19th, 2026. Please make sure that you visit stacypatrice.com/, to the east. I'll put the link here in the description. Move over there and sign up. You've got just a few days left if you are interested in the payment plan. Otherwise, it will only be one-time payments after that. Make sure you get in this course. Make sure you understand how in depth this system is before you count it out. Make sure you understand that Vedic astrology in the sidereal format of astrology and the way in which you can learn about yourself. Show yourself, give yourself a chance to see the other side. And by the other side, I mean the underside. Give your chance to see what is actually there that's in operation in your life and watch your life start to click. My students, my clients have already, strangers have already, you here on YouTube have already been talking to me on my website, in my inboxes on different platforms about how much switching and understanding the real fundamentals of switching has changed the way you see yourself, has changed the way you step into your life, and have been very grateful and thankful for this ancient science that I am just a vessel communicating the messages of, right? I am here to help make it easier for you to understand how powerful and magnetic you are when you are following proper calculations and proper systems. It doesn't mean that everyone has to be over here. It's okay if everyone you know wants to stay with tropical. It's okay if only a few people you've met understand sidereal. It's okay if it's challenging and it's difficult for you to really grasp, but it is not okay if you feel called to it and you can't find anyone who teaches it. And I am here to help you with that. The same way that I learned the system after studying tropical for decades, the same way that I came into my 40s understanding that I needed more than what was being offered through all that I had learned. The same way that I began to understand that no matter what it is that is happening in my life, I need systems that match where I am in life, not systems that tell me that the shape that I feel restricted by is the only shape to wear. I need systems that say, hey, let's take a look at the whole picture and find you and what you understand about yourself and your life in it. And this is what we're doing. So kudos to all of you who are into astrology at all and have knowledge and wisdom and application of tools. But there are also other ways that you can deepen this. So if you are looking to go deeper, let's do this. April 19th, we're on an 8-week journey. There's only 1 week within a 9-week period that we will be off, and we will be there the other 8 weeks. Go to stacypatrice.com for details. I look forward to seeing you inside. As always, I love being on the journey with you in discovery and acceptance of self in a multitude of ways. This is one of my favorite ways through sidereal astrology, through this program called To the East. Make sure you tell your friends, you share with others. If you know they have been looking for something deeper and are not sure how to get into it, send them my way and let's take care of business. This is a life skill. It is time for us to learn. It's time for us to grow. In the same way that I'm talking to you off the top of the dome, the way that I do on these videos is the same way that you will learn to live your life in pure confidence of who it is that you are and what you came here to do. And let's get started. This is part of what I came here to do, and I look forward to working this with you. Please make sure you like, subscribe, share, and definitely comment if sidereal astrology has been a shift or a change for you, or if To the East has been something that has been beneficial to you. And definitely comment if you are questioning whether this program is right for you at this time and whether you will get what it is that you are searching for. Let me know, and I look forward to speaking with you soon and seeing you inside the program. Peace.